saving it for later,
Was
man.
it? I hear it. Hey. Welcome back to another episode of The Last Call. I'm your host, Shegs. With me today, we've got Jerome, who's always supporting Liverpool. He's looking a little bit more happier today. We've got Prince, as always, who's repping Chelsea. They've been on a nice little roll at the moment. And obviously, we also got Trist here, as usual, still smiling because Arsenal keep winning. But look, before we get into any of the episode, please remember to like, subscribe, share, comment on all our socials, and keep supporting the show as we keep going. We'll keep trying to grow. Before we get going, last week a couple of us that was on the show said why or what are the first reasons why we started supporting our football clubs. So I want to let you two join us today. Tris was here with us last week to tell us why or how you started supporting the team you support. So let's start with you, Prince. If you want to say, what made you start supporting Chelsea? Was there other clubs in the way first as well?
Yeah, look at you. Yeah, okay, so I'll go straight back to the beginning. Obviously, moved to the hillside, and this is when my football journey started to really begin. And my dad supports Arsenal, and a lot of my family support West Ham, obviously. But for me, it doesn't sound pathetic, but I just really like the colour blue. That's my favourite colour. So obviously, I like the colour blue, and then I really like Frank Lampard. And then when I started to watch Frank Lampard do what he does, I was just like, nah, this is my team. And my dad hated it. He always wanted to support Arsenal, and his reasons of supporting Arsenal are very left as well. We can talk about that another time. I think you can imagine what the reasons were. When,
We all know what
Yeah, okay. So,
power.
Yeah. I asked him, I said, why did you support Arsenal, Dad? He said, when I came to the country, they had the most black players. Straight away. I was like, okay, fine. So, but for me, I just like the colour blue, and then like watching Lampard, Ashley Cole, and people like that just set it for me. And I've been Chelsea through and through. Under here, I got my Chelsea top one as well.
And love it. Jerome, what brought you to come support Liverpool, the best club?
I'm interested.
You know what?
This.
My story is actually quite similar to Prince's.
Best club in the world, mate.
I was going to say the world.
Right?
So my dad's a Newcastle fan.
Hey, get on the pod.
Younger, my dad just thought I was in Newcastle kits. I was used to be forced to support Newcastle. But my dad's best friend supported Liverpool. And I remember he bought me a Liverpool hat. And similar to Prince, I like the colour red. So literally there. And then I remember when I started getting into football, I remember it's going to be so random, but I remember watching Milan Baros score 2 goals.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I was like, I like him. And then Gerrard. I saw Gerrard play and I said, I like Gerrard. So ever since then, I just started liking Liverpool. I just and then I wouldn't say I supported them, but I feel like I just grew to love them because I like Gerrard. And then I think the pinnacle was the Champions League final, the 2005. That was the first football game I was allowed to stay up late. I remember ITV days.
Yeah.
And I missed it. I went to Milan and I woke up in the morning and my dad told me Liverpool won. And Gerrard scored a header. And I said, yeah. And then ever since then, I've just been riding Liverpool, man.
Nah, I don't find it interesting, like some or some households, like if your dad or someone in front ain't really like pushing your team, like the household just starts supporting other teams. Like my household, everyone supports different teams.
Different teams.
It's just no one knows why. Everyone's got their own reasons, but it's just
I feel like you see what it is as well, because we're not. Our parents don't originate from here, so it's like they grow up watching football differently to how people growing up here watch football. So, like for example, you Shiggs, your family can easily go to Anfield and experience that because of you. Yeah. We're watching football from the TV most of the time, so we're just watching on TV. It's only when we grow older where we have our own ideology where we can be like, okay, I like this, but when it's infused at your young age, it's easier. So our kids are probably going to support our teams because we're going to push that and actually take them. So I think, like with the Prince and the whole Arsenal thing, all my family members support Arsenal because of that. The most of the players are black. They just used to love it.
Nothing.
Let's start getting into it. This episode, we're gonna go through the games of the week. Let's go through and then go through the big fixtures, the games, any turning points from this weekend, and then have a little preview for next weekend at the end of the episode. So we're going to start with probably the biggest game of the weekend. Also had a little riding on it, Liverpool versus Villa. This weekend, in terms of stakes, Liverpool versus Villa was the one that had the most stakes. If Liverpool went and lost, it was completely out of the race and on a free fall. But
Completely.
they managed to break that streak, got a 2-0 win. On the score sheet, Gravenberch also on the score sheet. Liverpool looked a little bit more balanced this week. Like, coming to you, Jerome, from like the Liverpool standpoint, where does this stand now? What do you think Liverpool are, and what do you think we can go on going forward?
I think the major turning point that I saw was we went back to the team that won the league last season, with Ekatike being the only addition in the summer that actually played. I think the main issue that we tried to do was we tried to change a whole system implementing our new players, which broke a winning team in that sense. So I feel as if, regardless of the price tag, I know people say Isak 125 mil, Verts 116 mil, but they're not superheroes, innit? They still need to adjust to the team. And coming into a Premier League winning side, we literally broke that team apart by adding these players. So I think for safety, right now, I feel like we definitely need to be playing this team more often that won the league, with the addition of Ekatike and maybe Verts coming off the bench, Zach, only to mold them in, because I don't feel like throwing them into the deep end, it gives them a lot of pressure. So I feel like right now, if we do want to catch up to Arsenal, I feel like the 11 we played yesterday is probably the best 11 to give us the chance of actually retaining the title. Not to say that Verts and Isak are bad, but I feel like they are human. They need to adjust to, like, it's hard coming into a Premier League winning side, and many teams don't do that. Like, usually when United used to win it, they used to bring in 1 or 2 additions. We lost as well. We lost crucial players. We lost Diaz. We lost Trent. So I think, in all fairness, I think Slot played it safe, but I think playing it safe is what we need right now. I don't think it's worth taking a risk, because we're already 7 points behind. We're coming into Christmas. We've got heavy games. We've got Champions League as well. So I think it's best to say this 11 we played yesterday, that's definitely our best 11 going forward, in my opinion.
No, I hear it. I think at the moment they got to be safe. From you, Tristan, like, how do you think that result from yesterday does it affect Arsenal? Or is it Liverpool a little bit too far at the moment? You're not even thinking of them? Or do you just think, look, they just got to win, but they still don't look the same?
You know what? Before I start, I just want to say, to hear that much humility from Jerome is fantastic.
It's amazing.
In all my life, knowing you, Jerome, I've never heard such humility and humbleness. It's glorious. But in terms of Liverpool right now, obviously it's a 7-point swing at the moment, isn't it? So watching them win this weekend kind of reminded me how close the gap is, if you get what I'm saying. We're not out in front at this moment in time just yet. We need to wait till Christmas and obviously continue winning our games and just watching how they work, you know. But I don't feel like this thing with Liverpool, obviously you beat Villa, but I don't feel like it's sustainable. At the end of the day, you're not going to be gifted that every week in, week out. You're going to have to work a little bit harder for that. So we have to wait and see. But as Jerome was saying, reverting back to the previous team that won the championship, it makes sense, because obviously bringing these players in, I imagine it's difficult to get them to be singing from the same hymn sheet. At this moment in time, we have to wait and see. But there's still a lot of football to be played, man. So Liverpool aren't down and out for the count yet. We have to wait and see.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be interesting to see, like, especially this week coming up, how they react, how they go again, what the manager does in terms of changes and who starts, who doesn't. But from you, Prince, like, watching this result for Liverpool, do you think it makes them look like stronger, or are they looking more, or they still think they look more vulnerable and can still be got at?
Yeah, I think a bit of both, really. When I watched the game, the way it started, I felt that there was still that vulnerability of Liverpool at the back. I see Morgan Rogers have a chance to hit the post, and I thought if that went in straight away, it's a different game straight away. And we already know from previous episodes that when Liverpool concede first, it's quite difficult for you guys to sort of come back and do what you do. But then, as well as that, I did see moments of like the old Liverpool, the aggressive pressing. Obviously, the first goal from Salah was off a kind of a mistake, but it was that aggressive play style of you guys that took that opportunity. So yeah, I think it is good for the players to get this win. Villa's not an easy team as such to just walk over, and to get a 2-0 clean sheet win against them is positive. But I still think you guys are a little bit vulnerable at the back, and any break or opportunity that I saw Villa have, when I looked at the shape of your defense and how everyone were at them points of the play, I was concerned because everyone was all over the place at points. I do think it was an improvement from what we've seen, and I know Slot would have really needed this, and I reckon he went to sleep a happy man for once. Yeah, no, again, I think that vulnerability is still going to be there. People can create chances against you. That's definitely a large factor in Liverpool at the moment. Obviously, you wanted to sign Mark Gay this summer, didn't come through as the way it should have. So maybe making them stronger defensive additions will help going forward. But again, for the players and for the morale, I can imagine everyone was happy with that result. You got Champions League this week against
Madrid.
Ooh, I mean, return of the Trent, if he's even going to play. If he's even going to play.
You know, can I just say something though, man? I have to big up Dominic Soboslai, man.
Yeah.
What a player. He's probably for this season, you could tell he's probably worn that Liverpool shirt with pride because although the results have not been going our way, I don't think I've seen a poor game from him. Like, and even the way he was playing yesterday, he was so. I've never seen a player like last season. He wasn't like the most pinnacle or influential player, but this year he's really stepped up. Like he's taken it up a notch, and I feel like if Liverpool all played at his level, I think going towards like, especially now they're running into December, if we can at least just not sleep out, because being honest with you, Arsenal have got easy sides now. They've played all the big clubs now. We have to wait till after Christmas for them to slip up. But if we keep on Arsenal's necks up until December...
Nah, they still got some games.
November gets sticky.
I think they got Tottenham.
November gets sticky.
Tottenham.
Yeah, I think
they played us.
We played
City.
Chelsea, Bayern.
They played United.
They played United.
Yeah, they got
Tottenham. What? They've got Spurs. Spurs, come on, let's be honest. Spurs.
Yeah, but it's a derby game, though. It's a derby game.
When's the last time Spurs beat Arsenal?
I think... more recent.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest, right? The teams that can beat Arsenal, the current Arsenal playing right now, the only teams that I believe can actually beat them is either City or Liverpool. I don't think any other team in the league has a chance against Arsenal, if I'm being honest with you.
They do. It's just, you have to... Because, you got to remember, about injuries happen or Champions League happen. They go one tough Champions League game, come on the weekend, players might just not be at it, like, and all it takes is a team can nick a goal, but like teams like Brighton, but teams like Brighton, Fulham, but you catch them on the wrong day or you're just not at it. Next thing you know, you'll go down and it's a completely different game. Like,
I feel like hypothetically,
it can happen.
Hypothetically speaking, it can happen, but they went October, they didn't concede a goal.
No, I get
but how many times did he? I do that.
I get
the whole of October, bro. They played 6 games in October. They didn't concede 1 goal. I've never seen Arsenal this strong defensively. And to be honest with you, I don't see a team other than Liverpool and Man City actually being able to punish them. The other team in the Premier League, Arsenal right now, they're on smoke, bro. Like, they're really... And I think even City... Remember, City lost to Villa last week and we beat Villa. So right now...
That's it, exactly. Any team... on a given day, like, only takes...
No team has looked like beating Arsenal, except even Arsenal can beat them. We didn't look like we was going to beat them. We just got a good result.
Nah, but at this point, no one seems like... But it changes. It can change so quickly.
That's what I'm saying. I'm giving it has to be after Christmas, because right now, Arsenal, up until Christmas...
What was it last season? City was doing fine. Everyone was like, City title race with Liverpool and the thing. And then it hit November and it just lost like 7 games. I'm not saying Arsenal ain't going to do that, but they're not. Nah, but they were doing all right until they got a point and got to a point and it just fell apart. But
yeah, it was Arsenal.
There's going to be... There's no...
It was a 2-2.
Yeah, there's going to be a game or two where...
13 losses.
Yeah, they're just going to get to a point. Like, them Champions League games take it out of you. And all it takes is you're just not at it for... Because once you go down 1-0, it changes the whole game. Like, when you're chilling and you get that goal, you're fine. But if you, for example, for whatever reason, first 15, 20 minutes, the team's not at it, the other team nicks a goal, now you're having to chase it. It changes the whole game. Not saying they can still come back, but I would be surprised if by the time we get to Christmas, they haven't dropped points. Not saying we'll catch them, because we could have dropped more points, or City drops more points. But I'm surprised they don't drop no points all the way till Christmas. I'm very surprised on that.
I think, to be honest with you, I just don't see a team being able to penetrate them, if I'm being honest.
Well,
we'll get hard to punish.
It'll be hard. But let's just finish. Let's before we get we'll get into Arsenal a bit later. But just finishing off that Liverpool. But in terms of Liverpool, I'm just like you said, we just needed to win any way, anyhow. Even the clean sheet was probably like when we went up. I'm like, can we just keep a clean sheet? Because that will just empower the defense. Because it's like we've just been leaking very early, and it's like that's like now we're chasing the game. It's like just getting that clean sheet, just give a little bit of confidence that, okay, actually, we can keep a clean sheet. However it was, they might have had chances, but it's like, just keep that first clean sheet, get a first win in a while, and then just move from there. Like, because we're still creating chances, but sometimes it's just confidence. Football is so much about confidence. Like we were just saying about Arsenal, but a lot of the reason why their defense is looking so strong and strong is because their confidence is growing. Like, the more they don't concede, the more confident you become. Like, nah, no one can touch us. Like, it's that confidence of, can we get a win? And say on Tuesday we get another win, like, confidence starts to grow, and it just changes the whole dynamic. So it's just we'll take what we got, we'll take it out it is, and we will keep it moving. You can only chip away at things bit by bit. You can't worry about it's on to the next game and then on to City, and then we'll see how we go from there. Like, I just think, like I said in previous weeks, like, we just got to stop, which we did do this week, is like, stop conceding so damn early. Like, it's just like, that just kills your game. Because I think like most teams will dominate and most teams will have a game, but we can't be so silly and concede, and then now you're chasing the game. That changes the whole complexion of the game. But good 2-0 win under the lights at Anfield. So we'll keep it moving as it is. On to the next game. I watched this game very intensively, and I was just like, Spurs can't do a thing up top. Like, they literally cannot do a thing. As soon as the ball crossed the halfway line, it's like they had no clue what to do in anything. Like, I was just watching this game and I was thinking, okay, Spurs, they get in little positions and it's just like nothing. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, there's just nothing. Chelsea, fair play to João Pedro, they took a good goal. Chelsea carved out some chances. But even then, I didn't think Chelsea were like amazing. But they didn't have to be. Like, Spurs were just so poor. Like, they could just kind of just coast in the game, and the game just kind of just coasted. But Prince, like, it's just enough for Chelsea. It looks like another step further, and they keep moving. Like I said, I don't think the performance was at this like great performance, but it was just another win and another momentum going forward.
Yeah, no, agreed. I would agree with you in the sense that I don't think it was our best performance, but it didn't seem like we had to be at our best to beat that type of Spurs. And before the game, I was actually concerned because I saw the lineup and I thought, oh, I don't know about this. Like, it's that Spurs. Obviously, their home form's not great, and I was thinking they could give us a good game. As the game went on, they were almost gifting us chances, and we had like 6 clear-cut chances where Pedro probably could have had a hat-trick, and it kind of reminded me of the Gakpo game recently when he could have had 3 clear, easy goals. But yeah, in the sense of how we played wasn't the best, but we got the result at the end of the day. It's always nice beating Spurs, as you guys would know. And yeah, I think just to convert that big chance, and I have to shout out Caicedo for that as well. Like, people will talk bad on his name and he does this and that, but the way he worked to get that ball back in that area to then play it over to João Pedro, unbelievable. And I can't commend him enough for how great he actually is at the moment for us. Without him, we'd be a completely different team. Our midfield is not always the most consistent, but he definitely is always consistent for what he does. So yeah, I'm very happy that we got to win, and obviously we've got Wolves next as well, which obviously I know we'll get onto, but they just lost their manager, so it's going to be interesting to see how we progress. I said previously that I have to be humble now. At the first start of the season, I was talking big talk like, oh, we're going to challenge, we're going to do this, but I have to eat my humble pie. We're probably not, but top 4 for me is where I want to be. I see Tristan laughing. Yeah, keep laughing. You're reconnecting soon as well. Don't forget. Yeah, for me, top 4 is where we need to be so that we can press. We've still got areas that we need to improve on. It's just whether Maresca is going to be given the license to be actually able to sign the players we need. And I did see on the last episode when Tristan mentioned that, I agreed, and I don't always agree with Tristan. I'll be real, I do not, but I did agree. It seems that we are signing lots of players and letting them be at Strasbourg and letting them be here, there and everywhere, but we're not actually signing correctly for what we need at the time. We started Chalobah and Fofana. Fofana worries me. He does worry me. He's coming off 2 big injuries, and he's not someone that I want to see, but luckily Spurs weren't at their best. One thing I will say on Spurs, though, again, they're lacking in that attacking area, which I'm surprised about. They signed Kolo Muani, who I thought... but injuries where?
Madison and Kulusevski.
Madison and Kulusevski.
Come on,
killing them. Yeah.
Nah,
but
no, for me,
creators.
Wait. We can say injuries, but they've got Kolo Muani, Kudus, they've got Who else started on the left? They got Xavi. They got players there. I'm sorry.
Again,
I'm not
new
ruling.
signing.
I'm not ruling Kulusevski as a big boy player for Spurs. Like he's a good player for Spurs.
Nah, if you
No,
watch
he's a
Spurs last
vital player for
season,
Spurs. Yeah, bro.
he's
I
their
don't
most
know. I
creative
beg to
player.
differ. I
Trust
beg
me.
to differ. I
And
beg to
even
differ, that's all.
Madison on his day can really turn up
on
the
his
temperature
on his
in a game.
day. But
On
then
his day, though.
when
Yeah.
is he there to be there on his day? He's always injured. You
Yeah,
have
that's
to
the
plan without
problem.
him.
Like I feel like with Spurs, the main issue is again they're having to play players that like Koulibaly. He's not new to the Premier League's first season. Xavi Simons as well. Like he's just reminds me of what's the guy from Chelsea called? What's my man? The
Gittins.
fast guy. Gittins. No, not Gittins, man. The one that came from Werner.
Mudryk.
I know.
Just reminds me of
Werner?
Timo Werner. Like.
What
Mudryk's
comparison
What
is
kind
that?
of comp is that?
No, but you know
What-
what I'm saying? Like, when they were in the Bundesliga, bro, big players, like quality
Yeah.
players. Now they come to the Prem. Werner, even when he was at Chelsea, whack. Spurs took him, whack. Simmons, thought he had the sight in there in the first couple of games, not consistent, whack. Like, Spurs need to recruit. I think personally what the main issue with Spurs is, Spurs should be the team that take players from like clubs like Bournemouth. They should be bullying teams like Bournemouth, getting their players. Teams like even Villa, they could definitely bully Villa getting out their best players because it's a London club. They've got
Hey, do
the
you know what?
attraction to sign
I don't
big
wanna,
players.
I don't want to cut you there, but if we're going with that notion that Xavi Simons is whack, then Wirtz is whack because they're both coming from the same league and they're both performing in a similar way.
But
You just said, hold on.
I would
No,
say,
hold on.
wait,
You
hold
just
up.
said
Go on.
that Wirtz has to come in and integrate and have his time. Let Xavi Simons have his time. All right, and Kolo Muani. The point I'm trying to make is like they've still got players that have been at that club. Brennan Johnson's not really getting much of a look in, but he's been a consistent player.
Oh, no,
for
but
Spurs.
The difference between Simmons and Wirtz is that Simmons was never doing what Wirtz was doing. That's you know what I mean. Before
No, but I
Yeah.
think
before we
Simmons as
start.
well. I'll give
exactly,
you the thing yesterday. He played Simmons on the. He had to be, Simmons. He can't play. He ain't quick enough to play on the wing. Every time he took the
He's
ball,
not.
he had like he was
Yeah.
not getting past Gusto. Like he needs to be in the middle where
Injuries,
he can do
though,
little
man.
post. Nah, but he was never.
Injury.
That,
I understand the injury talk. I understand that, but for me, I'm not. I don't know. I think Spurs fans will agree. I don't think Kulusevski's like the be all and end all of their attacking force. I don't think that.
ah man, you'd be
Because, to
surprised.
be honest,
I don't
though,
think
like,
so at all.
Spurs are what? Spurs
He
got
was
17
when he plays
points.
the 10, he's different.
That's
Yeah,
another
he-
thing
for
as
them in
well.
the 10.
Actually, touching on that, the players come off yesterday. They were getting booed. This is a team that's third in the Prem.
I
Where
didn't
are they in the Prem
understand that.
now after today? Where are they after today? I don't know if any results.
I
are
think they're
from that 7th.
Sixth
But
or
they're still in
seventh.
the
They got
top
17.
echelon. Exactly, it's the team that finished 17th last season.
They're only 1 point. They're only 1 point behind us, if I'm not mistaken.
I think
Do you know
I
what it
think
is?
their home form's
feel
not
like
been
it's
Now
great.
they're 5th
performances
even.
at home.
They're 5th. They're 5th.
It's the
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
only
but
1
they're
point
booing the
behind
performance
us.
at home. They're booing
Yeah.
the performance
Yeah,
at home rather than what's going
This
Yeah.
is
going on.
with Spurs,
It's like
though.
two different teams. Like one team that
Yeah,
plays
that's
away
fact.
and one team that plays at home. You know,
But
like I feel
don't
like
you
they
think
want to
it's a
see something a bit
Spurs
more
thing, though?
proactive. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Don't you think it's a Spurs thing? Like the club itself is not like it's a well-run club, but I feel as if when it comes down to the football business, like the football end of it, like the actual footballing, Thomas Frank has gone there and he's done a good job, innit? They're 5th right now, but the fact is, Spurs in themselves, they think they're bigger than what they actually are. They expect every game to just go and do it. Man, like Chelsea, let's be honest with you, Chelsea are a better side than Spurs, innit? Like, and even if you watch the game, Chelsea were not even at their best. And I feel like
Yeah,
Spurs should have at least capitalized on that.
yeah,
But
agree.
there's something about Spurs where they just are never able to like show what they've got. Because on paper, they've got a good team. Like, they've got good players.
I
But
will say
Spurs
as well.
just never ever.
No, go on. Yeah, you're right. I will just say off the back of that, the
No, I
way
was
they
gonna say
tried.
Spurs is
Sorry,
yeah,
go
like
on.
they're a big club, bro. No, so like Spurs are a big club. Like they're not like a mediocre club. Like they're in the top 6, like well, the new top 6. But for me, they don't perform like a top 6 club. Like there's no football heritage there. Like there's no philosophy there. Like you don't know what Spurs stand for. Like what do they want to achieve at the end of a season? Like what are they aiming for? Because the fans are booing a club that finished 17th last season, bro. Like you're one place away from going down, and now you're booing your manager because, like, where's the
crazy.
issue there? You changed the manager, you changed the
Real,
system, he's
man.
got you up in the high in the table, but you're still booing him. So what do Spurs actually want? Like, what's their goals? Like, what do they
Sometimes it
expect
feels
from
like
their club? Do you get what
they're
I'm saying?
living off the ghost of Mourinho, Pochettino.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's
Living
no
off the ghost
there's
of
no
him, man.
like
It's
end goal.
crazy.
Like even if
Yeah.
you ask a Spurs fan, like what do they want to achieve at the season, they'll be like, I don't know, like we just want to.
Nah, there's different ones. I think that's their problem. They got different ones. Because I work with someone that's a big Spurs fan. Even last season, he's like, "Well, for Spurs, we ain't won a trophy in 17 years. I just want to win a trophy. I could not care about anything." I was like, but then you get the other ones that they want to be top four and they want to be. It's like there's differences, but he understands where Tottenham are, and he's like, we just need trophy. I just want a good day out, a trophy, go to a parade, enjoy, because it might not come again for another 10 years. Like, what? But some of them want that every year, and it's like, but Spurs ain't that. And some of them, that's why they end up booing, because some of them want that. They want that. They want to be where Arsenal are, and it's like, but that's what they want.
I think you're reading too much into
identity.
it. I think you're reading too much in it. I
No,
think
but
it's
he's right,
more
though,
so the performance, the home performance. It's the home
Yeah, I
performance. I
agree.
feel
But
like
still,
Spurs
look at
fans are
interest,
happy
yeah.
with what's going on. It's just they didn't like what they saw on the weekend because obviously you look at the chances they conceded. Pedro could have scored a hat-trick.
They were
You know?
gifting it.
Are you trying to see that at
They
home
were
game?
gifting enough chances.
But I think,
Like, come on, man.
bruv, I think Chelsea had a good game plan, which is probably the reason why Spurs are doing better away is because teams, like, if you look at some of their players and you look at Thomas Frank's style, that might change, but his style is better counter-attacking, whereas at home they go be because you saw Chelsea like kind of wasn't pressing them that hard. They was winning the ball in the midfield. It was like we're winning the midfield and break quickly on them when they go like the transition. Whereas when they go away, maybe teams comes out a little bit more. They can hit teams a little bit on the counter as well. Like that suits them. Like Kudus when he gets going, you get a couple of them runners going. But at home, when they go have the position, they're just not doing it, and they haven't got the people to do it. Like the midfield was Bentancur, Paulinho, and Sarr.
Bentancur should have red card as well.
Paulinho is a good winner of the ball, but doesn't know where he can't pass forward. Like so, they haven't really got anyone there, which is why I say they're missing the Madison or the Kulusevski, where it's like when those guys win the ball, they can give him the ball.
There's no Spurs ain't got an identity.
Yeah,
Spurs have no identity, bro. That's just as simple as it is.
They're in a transition.
If we all look at our clubs,
just come in, you still
we know what we expect from our clubs, though. If you ask Prince, what do you expect from Chelsea? He'll tell you what he expects. If you ask Sheggs what he wants from Liverpool, he'll tell you. If you ask Utris what he expects from Arsenal, he'll tell you. What Sheggs was saying about Tottenham fans, they're all divided. They don't know what to expect from their club because they have no identity, bro. They have no fluidity. There's nothing that you can say the trajectory shows that Spurs are going to be this. Because 1 minute it's up, 1 minute it's down. 1 minute it's up, 1 minute it's down. 1 minute it's up, 1 minute it's down. So they're never going to get anywhere because they haven't got a steady trajectory.
Do you know what it is, though? This narrative, like you saying about tops, like big six or whatever, the only reason why they're considered top six is because of how much revenue they generate. The reason why they generate this revenue is because of how well of a business they are. They're not a well-run football club. They've not got
business,
on football merit. You know what
football
I mean?
club,
like, it's like I don't know what I don't know. It's they are not expected to be this. So I don't understand what you're getting at in terms of what their trajectory is. Their trajectory is to be what they are. Do you know what I mean? Like just a team that gets into Europe every now and then.
They won a European trophy.
That ticks along. But like that European trophy, I don't know, man. That one there is for Gazy.
They've competed. If we look at Spurs, bro, like let's be honest, Spurs have been to a Champions League final. They've come second in the league. They've won a European trophy. Like we can't say that they're not a club that should have high expectations, bro. Like they've shown us time and time again that they can challenge. Like, they can be in the big boy stages. They've been at the big boy stages. So it's not like we're talking about a club here that's like, let's say Leicester, for example. Leicester won the league and then now look at them now. Like Spurs are always there. Like
this is it. After Leicester won the league, was there expectation for them to challenge again? Was it for them to build up? Was it for them to be in the Champions League competition? Or was it just for them? They've done something that was brilliant.
But because it was a one-time thing. But Spurs went seasons where they were like Champions League, like year in, year out, like every year they were going. Remember, there was a time where Spurs were
Pochettino.
But this is the problem. They never elevated since that. But in their heads, they're living in the past. They still think that they're the Spurs of Pochettino to the Spurs now. And that's why the fans that you're saying, they're split because some accept where they are. Some are still living off that Spurs team because it's for them, that's where they want to be at. But consistently being at that level, like you're saying, you need to know the football business side of it, because some of the players that they sign, they've not done well in their signings. Like, even when they sold Harry Kane, they've not recovered from that.
That was
They
going to be
spent
difficult
60
to
million on
recover from.
Dominic Solanke, bro.
That was going to be difficult to recover
Rude.
from.
But
That
you
was
bought
a
Dominic
diamond found from
Solanke, like,
nowhere. You know,
Yeah.
they didn't expect Kane.
it's
He
like,
fell in his lap.
this is what I'm saying. When you lose such pinnacle players like that, you need to accept that we're not where we are meant to be. So even the fans booing Thomas, I feel like it's disgusting, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, because Spurs should be happy where they're at.
Yeah, but again,
It's
I don't
different
feel
from.
I don't feel that they were booing Thomas Frank. I would actually more so think that they were booing the fact that was a game that they should have took something from. I reckon before that game, a lot of Spurs fans looked at the lineups and thought, "No, we can get at Chelsea today." I don't
We
think
can
Frank
get
made the
something out of
correct.
it.
I don't think he made the correct adjustments in the game, and they stuck with the system that just wasn't working the whole game, trying to play through the middle constantly when
They
we
had
had that
Benton.
blocked out anyway. So
They had Bergvall that come off, didn't they? In 7 minutes with concussion. Yeah, man, that must have changed their game plan completely. You know, like, it just went out and they just never recovered. Yeah, man, Chelsea were very much there for the taking.
Yeah,
when you look at that, it's anyway.
We was. I'll be real.
I wanted to ask one question.
Rooted.
I wanted to ask one question.
It's deep rooted with Spurs, isn't it?
Anyway,
I think it's more than just the football. I think the club itself.
I'm trying to talk, bro.
He's new though. He's not here often. He's not here often.
Your thing is lagging, bro.
No, he's not. He's not here often. Go ahead.
Not at all. It's a pleasure to have you, Jerome. Anyway, I wanted to ask you, why is Gusto in your midfield? Is that because Reece James can't get about the pitch? Like, what purpose does he serve in your midfield?
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
No, Reece James played in the midfield this game. But what I will say is, when I've typically seen the lineup and Reece James and Gusto playing, I never know where they're going to be, because sometimes we play Gusto in the middle and then Reece plays at the right. Sometimes Reece plays right centre back, and it's all a bit messy. But Gusto actually played on the right side for once, and I was quite happy to see that, because that's his natural position. He can't do that midfield role, but we got to see Reece James do that midfield role perfectly, in my opinion. I think he played great. And hey, listen, Bentancur coming in at him like that, trying to take him out for the season, outrageous. He should have been sent off. But yeah, further to your point, I agree. I think we've come away from this Gusto point of him playing in the middle. Maresca's still trying some things and stuff like that, which I'm not too sure about. But I think everyone is clear to see that Gusto can't play.
But I don't get why he don't just play Lavia. It's a simple Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
I just don't get why I just don't get that. Maybe it's a Lavia thing, like his injury record is nasty.
He's come back from
to me.
100% ready to go. I don't know what the thing is, but yeah, that's the ideal dream. We want to see Lavia, Caicedo, and Enzo. That's the dream. When that will come, I'm not sure.
We'll see. But moving on to the game that finished the week. I didn't finish the weekend, but the last game today, Manchester City, Bournemouth. City win 3-1 in a convincing fashion. Haaland looking like if he gets in front of that goal, it's a wrap. He scored 13 goals in 10 games. At this rate, yeah, mate, he's going to smash that record. But if he keeps going the way he's going, look, I don't think Bournemouth was at their best, and they didn't. I think they could have utilised like the counter attack a little bit more, because the players City had on in the midfield, you say not much pace. Gonzalez, Bernardo Silva, Foden, Cherky, I feel like they could have used the counter, because that's what I thought they were going to try to do, but they didn't. City was the ones that was hitting them on the counter. I think Pep changed a little bit and didn't try, because I feel, if I'm correct, Bournemouth had the more possession in the game.
Yeah.
So let me just check that, because I feel like they did.
I'm not sure.
1 second.
I'm not sure if they did.
I feel like they did. I'll come back to that. But City find a way to win the match.
Did they?
Do you think? Yeah, obviously they found a way to win the match. They got through. Haaland went 1-0 up, and then Bournemouth equalised, and then they found a way to get another goal and then finish the game off. If I come to you, Jerome, do you think City can keep a challenge up with just depending on Haaland so much? Because at the moment they've scored 20 goals and he's got 13 of them.
13, innit? Everyone else has got one. I think the second most is 2 on goals.
So do you think they can keep that moving the way that it's been moving of late?
I feel like with Man City, I said this before last time I was here. Man City look like a beatable team. They're very beatable this season. Like, I feel like Bournemouth, to be honest with you, Bournemouth did get outplayed today. I'm not gonna lie. They did get outplayed. Like, you can still see that City have it in them, but I feel like when it comes to the big games, I feel like City will struggle, and that's what's gonna like ruin their title hopes. They will still challenge, but I don't think that City are going to be the team to beat. Like, today's game was a comfortable win. Haaland, like you're saying, is on fire. Like, if Haaland was to get injured, then I think City would very much be in a very dark place. They will struggle a lot, like a lot. But until that happens, you can always expect City to get a result. Like, especially against those teams, yeah, you can expect City to get a result. Like, when I watched the game, I just thought Bournemouth had it. But as soon as they went to 2-1, it could have been 3. Haaland could have scored a hat-trick in the first half.
Yeah.
Like, after that, I just said, yeah, it's Bournemouth. Bournemouth just didn't look like they wanted it. Like, they just weren't playing. And plus, Semenyo got a knock in the first half. I think that ruined him in the second half. He wasn't really making much. Like, I just think, yeah, City, it was a comfortable win, to be honest with you. Like, there was nothing more you could expect from them. They did what they did. And, yeah, they got the result. But, yeah.
Coming to you, Tristan. But, yeah, I just checked as well. Bournemouth had more possession than City. Now, to me,
wow.
that's a rarity that in a game where City would normally dominate possession, that Bournemouth actually had the most possession. And I said this, I think, a few weeks ago. I feel like Pep's changed his style a little bit this season with the players and with Haaland to being able to, if they're not so pressing high, like they sit a little bit deeper because one, they ain't got the pace at the back to recover like they used to with Kyle Walker. And it's like, okay, we'll win it. Can we play a direct ball to Haaland like he scored the first goal? Do you think the style of change of Pep is going to do him well or do the team well during the season, especially when it comes to those bigger games?
I do. I feel like it masks their weaknesses and it shines their light upon their strengths. The quality they have today definitely shown like it was front and center today. They were head and shoulders like in terms of quality. They're able to move the ball with such fluidity and like the decisive passes allow them to play that counter-attack football and make it look beautiful. Their first goal, Nico Gonzalez straight over Cherky, and then what's it called, Haaland. It's not very, I don't know, there's not many teams that can deal with that, if you get what I'm saying. What's going on? Why are you laughing? Why gone?
It's just your things reconnected and stuff, so it was like...
My God.
Wait, Shane. No, Shane.
Shane.
This is what we do. Just ask him that question again, say it again, because it went silent, and that was good.
Nah, you know what?
Ask him again.
It'll be fine. I know it gets him. That's why I was. Nah, I need to leave a mark here.
That is.
I know what he was saying was pure passion, but like because it was not coming through, I didn't know. I was like, as soon as I smiled, I see Jerome smile.
Hey, let's just move it on. We'll see if we can get him. In a sec. Let's move it on because I ain't trying to go through that. But on Prince.
Yeah.
Like with City and the way they're playing at the moment, and them trying to obviously challenge Arsenal. Do you think for them, like, there's going to be a point where there'll be too much for them, like, they just can't? Because I don't know how you can rely on a person to be getting over 50% of your goals at the moment.
Yeah, no, I'm going to follow on from what Jerome kind of said. Like, until Haaland gets some sort of injury or something, I don't know how this is going to slow down. But they are also very get-at-able. Like, you can get at Man City. They're still not the finished, perfect article that they once was. Yeah, the large amount of today was due to Haaland doing what he does. And Bournemouth pressed in a higher way, and you saw the goals. He had so much space to run into, and you can't leave Haaland with that much space. But, yeah, the challenge is obviously going to be Liverpool, Arsenal and City. I feel like that's pretty much set in what it is. That Liverpool-Man City game next upcoming is going to be a true tell point of who's actually really challenging with Arsenal. But yeah, I think what I like about City is that they can get these results against a Bournemouth, who we know have started off very strong and caused teams problems for most of the season already. So yeah, whether I think City can catch Arsenal, I'm not sure. Same way I'm not sure about Liverpool. It will come largely down to Arsenal making mistakes. As history has shown, Arsenal do typically make mistakes, so it's very, very possible. But as long as Haaland stays fit and keeps scoring the goals, I can't see why Man City won't be there as well. But yeah, that's my take on it.
Unless they recruit in January.
Yeah.
Right, look. But I've said it before, their recruitment has been shocking of late.
Yeah.
Maybe this summer they've got it a little bit right, but before this summer their recruitment was just
because they
splashing.
Yeah. But I think they were concerned
getting
about
players that.
I think they were concerned about the charges and stuff. I didn't know if maybe they were splashing in that January window just because they weren't sure if they were going to keep being able to sign players. That's what I felt anyway.
Yeah, I know, but they're not. But even well before that, like look at the players they even bought before that. Like Avdal, yeah, he's alright, but is he really worth like 70 odd million? Doku, like they're alright, but they were even overspending. But even that January, they splashed, and half of them players ain't even at the club no more. Or they're not like they're not in rotation, and it's like, well, you bought 3-4 players and. None of them are even like anywhere, so they were just splashing for the sake of splashing. But if you got the money, why not?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I
Why not?
want to ask you guys a question, right?
Go on.
With to do City, you think Grealish is better than Doku?
Good question. Shakes, I'll let you answer that first.
It's a tough question. Grealish, I don't rate Doku very much because he has no end product. He just skips players, and it's like it's like what's at the end. But a Grealish, I don't know. I also don't think he's amazing at a top team. I think he suits being a maverick at a little, maybe mid-table team because you allow him to be free. You can give him that, do what you want kind of thing. When you need him a little bit more structured, you don't get the best out of him. But at a big club, it's like this. There might be a player that's better than you that he gets the freedom. You can't have the freedom. We've got to let this other guy have the freedom. And it's like, he needs that. He needs to be able to go wherever he wants, like pick up places wherever he wants. And then he can come out. Like, he needs to be the guy. And I think that's why he was so good at Villa because he was the guy. Everything back to him. And at Everton, he's they looking at him like, you take us to where we need to go. And I think some players are better that way.
Yeah, I would say for me,
it was good for C when he was there for that one.
What would you say, Prince?
I would say that I can understand maybe why Pep has gone for the Doku option, just because it does come down to more so end product, and I feel like maybe Pep feels that he can get that installed in Doku. Although Doku's been there for a little while now, so I do expect that to be there now. He's been there for a little while, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that Doku's been there for a while, bro.
He's been there for a little while, so maybe that's why I think in-game Doku probably could be considered more effective. Grealish needs freedom and license to do what he does, and he didn't get that license and freedom to do what he did.
You see what you're saying, Prince, about the freedom? Do you not think that Doku has that sense of freedom that if Grealish was to play in that position with the same amount of freedom as Doku, Grealish could input more into the game with a more structured, more
nah, because they're different. Because Grealish ain't got mad pace.
Yeah,
so he was asking Grealish to do something else because Grealish doesn't have the pace. He was more like Grealish was a retain the ball, you get the ball, make sure we keep it, don't lose it. Whereas like Doku, because he's got pace, he's like, can you beat your man and try to put something? Because that's the thing. He was asking them to do two different things.
Yeah.
Do you know what Doku reminds me of? I feel like Pep wants, Sterling.
Yeah.
The early days of Sterling.
Example.
He wants Doku to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like Sterling has a better football IQ than Doku. So Sterling gets himself in better positions. He's more of a threat in front of goal. Remember, there was a season where Sterling scored 20 goals for City.
Yeah.
So I feel like Doku was meant to be like a Sterling regen, but he just never got it going. Like Doku, for me, I don't know why City got rid of Grealish, man. I really don't know why they let Grealish go out on loan. I think that was a mistake they made.
No, I just feel like
Pep is a manager. He has and he has very short leash. Not short leashes. Like some players, like you can only be with Pep for like maybe like 2 or 3 seasons. Like he's not a man. Like the intensity, the way he manages, That's why there's so many examples of players they play like 2 seasons with him and then they're elsewhere because it's just like you can't. Like you just can't. The rift comes and it's like, look, it's just better for us to path out our separate ways. But it happens. We'll see how it comes out. He's still their player. Someone could come back and he could go, oh, we'll take you back. Who knows?
We'll take you back in there. I'll take him at Liverpool. I'm not gonna lie.
No. Yeah, no. Let's move on to another game from this weekend. Arsenal, Burnley. None of us expected anything else but a nice, comfortable Arsenal win, which they got. They started it off with another set piece. Hey, that's just me. Another set piece to start the game. I still say, what happens when that set piece doesn't come? What will they do next? But they got the win. They done their thing. They're on the roll. They're 6 points clear of City, 7 points clear of us. maintained an unbeaten run and kept another clean sheet on their way to the top. Trist, is this another top performance from Arsenal? Is this showing that Arsenal are in a different form from last season?
Much different form from last season. Whereas this game here, I feel like he announced himself, where he got about the pitch, collected certain things. He looked phenomenal. Honestly, I know it's against Burnley, but still, you have to perform, don't you? You know what I mean? So it was a fantastic win for us. Obviously, Declan Rice popping up with a goal as well. He was, again, immense everywhere, doing everything on the pitch. Like certain things that you don't necessarily see and that don't necessarily show up when you look at stats. But he was definitely putting in a shift. It was phenomenal. And I have to shout out our two fullbacks, man. Calafiori and Timber are immense. I won't go as bold as to say they're the best fullbacks in the league, because I feel like there's one or two shouts that are potentially better, but we won't get into that today. Obviously, we're just gonna shine on what we did. And obviously, yeah, man, it was a routine win. We did the business, collected the 3 points, and we move on again, man. Honestly, at this moment in time, it's very much just collecting these 3 points, because these were the games that we used to struggle in. You know, these were the games where we'd pick up a draw, or you know, somehow we'd end up losing, and you man end up bantering me in the group chat or something. You know what I mean? It just this is what we need to do. This is what we continue to do. And when these so-called hard games arise, hopefully we have a buffer so our players are a bit more at ease and they're able to play their football. But yeah, man, confidence is high at the moment, and yeah, man, onwards and upwards. Hopefully we continue doing our thing, man.
Yeah, no, I hear it. Hey, Arsenal in the great form at the moment, and they'll keep it going. But I do want to touch on a little point. Gokko has announced himself this game.
Did you not see him?
He did play well. No, he did play well.
Did you not see him?
well.
But I said this as a thing. What will he do? He's gonna bully the smaller teams because they probably can't handle the physicality. It's nothing that I thought wouldn't happen. These smaller teams, he's gonna bully them and he'll chip in with goals. But I said, is he really the guy when it comes to we need you to? He's not gonna take you anywhere. He's just there to, like, I don't think, if I'm paying that for, if my 9 is my 9, I want him to decide us in the big games.
Was you about to say if we paid that money for him?
No, I paid money.
You was about to give that rhetoric to me after how much you spent on Isaac and Verts. Save yourself.
But I know they will the big. Hey, see, look how vexed you are. I know when the big games come, they can do that. That's the difference. Yeah? I'm saying, I don't think he will do that in the big games. I don't even think Isaac hasn't played a big game. Not really. He's played like 2-3 games. He ain't really played. But I'm like, when it comes to the little small teams that he can bully, he can put himself about and just run them over, cool. But when it comes to a game, okay, we need you to get us the goal now. Forget money or what. But I'm saying, my 9 at a club, if he's the type of 9 that you'll get goals, I need those in the games to decide, not in the Burnleys or whatever that he's going to bully them. And I don't think he's that. That's my thing. I just don't think
last season, those were the games we didn't win. If you get what I'm saying. So this is what, if he can do that and win us those games, like I don't think you understand. What's it called? Last time City won the league, they didn't beat us. You know what I mean? It wasn't us they had to worry about. It was every other game they won, and they managed to accumulate those points. And that's how they won the title. You know what I mean? Obviously, I won't talk about you lot, because you lot did your business last season. You know what I mean? I don't feel like he was brought in to decide games, grab games by the scruff of the neck. I don't think he was even that. He wasn't that in Portugal, was he? He just blamed teams. And as long as he scores goals in decisive moments and allows us to collect these 3 points, it doesn't really matter, does it? Surely.
Yeah, but to he announced himself against Burnley's a bit crazy.
Did you not see what he was doing? It wasn't only the goal.
I think
it was
the language there.
The what he allowed our team to do. Like how he was.
But
you know
Burnley,
what I mean?
bro.
It's Burnley,
I said I know it's Burnley. I said I know it's Burnley. Behave yourself, man. When has Verts announced himself this season? Where is it? Exactly. He's coming off the bench. You have a £125 million player coming off the bench.
This guy's coming out.
Talk to me, bro.
You lot, when Verts played against Arsenal, he was running rings around your midfield.
Behave yourself, man. He was barely on the pitch.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
He was on the pitch for a long time.
Against Arsenal, Verts.
This running rings thing is
Arsenal, Verts.
No, stop.
Allow it, man.
Come on,
bro.
You beat us by a free kick, but from Dominic Szoboszlai. You know what I mean? No goalkeeper saves that. I don't care who you are. No goalkeeper saves that. That was a fantastic free kick.
Did you not see the way Verts?
And to say it was anything more, you're a liar. Anyway.
I'm not. Listen, You're saying that Gokras announced himself against Burnley, bro.
Did you watch the game?
Against Burnley.
Did you watch the game?
I
Did you
saw
watch the
enough
game?
of the game to know
Did
that
you
he
watch the
didn't
game?
announce himself against
Did you watch the
Burnley.
game? Did you watch the game?
Hey,
As soon as
good.
Rice made it 2-0, I took it off because I knew you were going to win. What's the
You
point?
didn't watch the game, bro. You didn't watch the game.
All right, no,
I
no,
saw,
cool.
I
Look,
saw
do you know
up
what?
until Rice scored.
Hey, do you know what? Look, it's Tristan.
Gokras scored a tap-in as well.
Tristan has said what he said. He has announced himself. We will see over the next coming weeks. Let's just see
Bro.
that. No,
Well, hey,
that's
what's
it.
the other-
We will see.
Yeah.
Hey,
See that.
Make
What's
sure
the
you stick to that, you know.
Hey,
We'll
what's the
close
other
that
thing
there,
that I said Gokras in his goals, in all his goals so far, he
Tap-ins.
adds.
Mm.
No, it's not even about the tap-ins. That's for the man. Like strikers can get tap-ins, but when everything's going, like he's like I said, he's not the decider. He's not. Let me get that first goal. Let me get the win. It's just I just add on top. Like there's only a goal gone in. I'm gonna add my 1 or 2 on top when everything's flowing nicely. There hasn't been like when the games. I want to see what it's like when the game's going back and forth. You don't know who's gonna win, and him get that goal to decide the
Him
game.
I
getting-
hope we
Yeah.
never see that scenario this season. I don't want to be in that scenario this season.
You
I
know
don't
where he
care.
should have announced himself? A big game against a top 6 club. That's when he can announce
Oh,
himself.
Jerome,
But until
man.
he does something there, he ain't announced himself, bro.
We can see now. Anyway, we can see.
Nah, we'll see. We'll see how
All
it gets.
right, Shakes.
Huh.
Shakes. Ekatike, for example, yeah. Would you say Ekatike has announced himself in the Premier League?
You should tell, like, it's hard to go. He's announced himself. Like, he's done well. I'll say
He's done well.
He's done well. I don't know if he's
Now-
announced himself. Because then he's had a couple games like,
He's had a couple good games, yeah. Who's been a better signing?
I'll say Ekatike, but that's it. Hey, I might be biased. I might be
Listen
biased.
now, hey now, Tristan, you shouldn't have said it because, bro, if you're saying Gokras announced himself, look at Ekatike. If you watch football, people that don't even support Liverpool will tell you Ekatike is a player. You know how many people are here saying that Ekatike fella, he's a baller, mate. Bro, I've not heard one person tell me Gokras is a baller. Not one. And for you to say he announced himself against Burnley,
Bro, did you see what he did?
Arsenal,
Did you see what he
Arsenal
did?
can't win the league. They can't win the league. Tris, he had a good game. Let's be humble. He had a good game. We're not taking
He had a
away
good
from
game,
him.
man. He had a
But
good
to say
game.
he
It was
announced
more. It
himself,
was more than. It was a more than goals. If you get what I'm saying, he was involved in the game.
Mhm.
He did more. You understand? He is not just
He did
at
contribute.
the end of chances. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Previous games, he's never been involved in any of the build-up. This game here, he actually, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? He done a bit more than what you expect.
But-
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
So what you're tripping on the language that I'm saying?
it depends how you want to take it, innit? Like, to say
Do
he
you know what,
announced
though, man?
himself, maybe to Arsenal fans he did,
Mm.
but to football fans, like Premier League, to the Premier League itself,
Listen,
he ain't done
if you're watching
anything that can, I can
2-minute
say
highlights,
that,
you're not gonna
whoa.
see what's going on in it. Yeah, I mean, it's just is what
Hey,
it
I
is.
don't
bye.
need to watch highlights, bro. I saw the game, bro.
You
I
didn't,
took it
bro.
off.
You didn't. You
You
didn't.
lot were
Otherwise, you would
winning 2-0
know.
against Burnley. Bro, Tristan, in the comments, I want everyone in the comments to tell us, has Gokras announced himself in the Premier League? I need to see in the comments. Make sure you snippet that. Has Gokras announced himself in the Premier League? And everyone else, I want to see what they say in the comments. Because,
Alright.
Tris, you need a timeout.
He's had too
Bro.
many this season.
Hey, nah, you can't.
He's had-
Hey, listen. Hey, all I'm gonna say is, hey, if you take Burnley, when you say Burnley is of the level of the Portuguese teams or their higher Premier League team, that's what you have to ask yourself. So the way
Is
you're
that
saying
what we do?
the way you're saying he's coming to link up play, is he doing that if it's maybe not a good example, but like a Bournemouth or a Newcastle defense is right up his backside. Is he doing that same? I want to come link up, or is he doing it because it's Burnley? That's what I mean. Like when you say it's announced, you can say, hey, he had a
You
good
know what,
game.
yeah?
He
I
looked a
don't
little
deal
bit
with
better.
idiots
Maybe
and maybes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
deal with facts. You know what I mean?
He's had a good...
Facts are at
He had a
Burnley,
good
he
game.
played well and he done his thing. You understand? Yeah. He's now
that's
all
fine.
looking.
But
Yeah,
then
that's
announced
Whether he continues on from that, we have to wait and see. You understand? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
But he didn't announce himself yet. His big game will come in it. We'll see in it.
Right.
And moving on to the biggest surprise of the weekend: West Ham versus Newcastle. Hey, Newcastle took the lead.
Newcastle him down.
I thought it was going to be another bleak day from West Ham. I didn't know what the fans were going to do after the game if they lost that game. But hey, they found a way. Nuno finally gets his first win.
Yes.
Pull it off. Paqueta had one of his games where he looks unplayable, and then they got a couple. Then sorry, I forgot off the top of my head who scored the second goal.
It was own goal.
It
was own
was
goal.
not.
Own goal. Oh yeah, the own goal. That was it.
Second goal, own
Wan-Bissaka.
goal, and then Sissek scored the third.
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka tried got the own goal. West Ham
Yeah.
got their win. It looked maybe Nuno's finally got the play, and it looked like he picked a better starting 11 that suited them a bit more. Just as an Arsenal fan and you someone that goes to West Ham quite sometimes, do you see, is this a good thing for West Ham? Do you think they're going to finally turn the corner, or you just think maybe they just got a bit of luck against Newcastle today?
I don't think it matters. 3 points is 3 points, and hopefully they can use this as a building block to kick on. Yeah, because obviously their season has started off very, very bleak. Any ray of sunshine would be fantastic for them, because obviously that going down is a very real reality for them right now. Well, to be honest, it's still early to say, but you can feel what's going on. Man. Hopefully West Ham are able to kick on from here, and obviously Nuno can build on. But in terms of Newcastle, boy. Yeah, man, I don't know what they did. 1 minute they're good, 1 minute they're not. Hot and very cold, man. There's no consistency, but we have to wait and see, man.
Yeah, I just feel like they haven't got. Obviously, they lost Isak, which is a big loss. But I've always felt their wingers just can't. They don't. It's like they don't really assist and they don't really score. It's like they just run. Like their wingers just run, and it's just like other than Murphy had that last season was just assisting. But it's like. But realistically, Murphy, over the course of time we've known him, it's like he doesn't do. They don't do anything like Barnes and Elanga. It's like they just all run. Gordon is probably the one I've been most disappointed at in terms of like contributing that, having that goal threat. Like he's the one that has been the most disappointing. Like the others, but it's like they just got nothing from them. Waterman had a poor game, and it was like they had enough. It's like they've got pace and they've got attackers, but it's like they haven't got any of that you're scared of. To you, Prince, obviously Newcastle is probably a threat to you guys, but do you think if they continue like this with their wingers and their attacking play, do you think how much of a threat do you think they're going to be for that top 4 place for you?
Still think going to Newcastle is always a tough place to go. I think what's telling at the moment is their away form, and that was something that was highlighted before the game. Their away form's not been great. But I want to kind of highlight people like Gordon, because for me, Gordon is meant to be the star man of that side. And it's been a few games since I've seen him contribute a goal or assist in any of their games. They brought in Elanga as well for decent big money, you could say, who's riding the bench most of the time.
Money
as well.
up there, yeah.
But I want to highlight West Ham, really. I'm not really thinking about Newcastle being a threat and stuff like that. I want to keep it focused on West Ham. The lineup they fielded today was strong. It actually had some compactness to it, and starting Potts is something that I think West Ham have needed to do for a while. He sat in that DM role and played perfectly. We know West Ham can produce players. They managed to elevate Rice to a level where he's gone to Arsenal and pushed on further. Now, I'm not saying that Potts is going to be a Rice, but with consistency in game time, I can really see this guy pushing on and doing well. He was amazing today, amazing for them. And do you know what? The way that game started as well, Bowen had a chance hit the post. Newcastle scored straight off the counter. I thought West Ham were doomed.
Hit the
I
post.
thought they were doomed from the start. I thought when they scored that goal, long day, but they fought hard today, and anything less than a loss would have been. Like anything less than a win, would have been detrimental for that West Ham side. So for them to beat Newcastle today I'm pretty proud of them for that. And obviously, it's always nice to see the teams that are meant to be around us struggling as well. But yeah, Newcastle got to improve that away form if they want to pick it up. And I feel like we need to see more from Gordon, because Gordon's not contributing enough to that side.
I hear it. Yeah, it seems like hopefully West Ham get back on track and they can go forward. Newcastle, we see how they come. But moving on to the quick fire round, let me just get your one line, one take quickly on the following games that happened this weekend and how you feel it went, or what you think your thoughts are going forward for these games. Brighton, I'm gonna come to you first, Ian. Brighton Leeds. What are your thoughts, Trist, on the game, or Brighton winning convincingly 3-0?
3-0.
Is this just another Brighton who just turning up and just doing their business as usual?
That guy Wilbs, man. He's doing what he's supposed to do. But, Brighton are a yo-yo team. Obviously, I feel like they beat the teams that they're supposed to. But yeah, man, whether they are able to be consistent, we have to wait and see, man.
Yeah. Nice. Again, Welb's got 6 goals in 10 games. He seems like he's on his form. I think even earlier this week I saw someone say that they'll take it back. They'll take him at Arsenal in January to come ride the bench. But
I was seeing talks. I've been seeing talks of an England call up. I've been seeing stuff like that on Twitter.
Yeah, but
I don't think that's far fetched. I don't think that's far fetched.
He's second top goal scorer, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, England are qualified. They're qualified already.
Nah, it's Wales and 6 goals, isn't it? He's second.
He's got 6. Yeah, so it must be like second.
Yeah, second, yeah. Because obviously Haaland's got 13, innit?
Coming to you, Prince, Forest United. United took the lead. Maybe controversial corner kick. Like second time it's up for Forest. But they scored from a corner, Casemiro again. And then
That was a corner, though.
No,
don't
The
know.
ball did go out. Like the
No.
ball did go out.
It depends,
Listen,
if it's
yeah,
not the
They've
full
got
Gary
game.
Neville,
technology,
Gary
though.
Neville
They've
done
got-
the science.
They got the technology in it.
Hey, Arsenal fans keep remembering that science.
Word.
What the little
Uh,
shadow thing?
Terrible.
But they have goal line technology for if it goes out for front.
No.
No, I don't. It's only for the line. Only go. I don't know how there isn't, but it just can't be. They
Because
probably.
the line it goes all across. So why are they? Oh, actually, to be fair, the goal in it.
Yeah, it's just from the goal. But yeah, Prince, Forest came back, led 2-1, and then Arnold scored a screamer to get them back level. What's your thoughts on Manchester United? Like they still haven't lost in the last 4 games. They won 3 in a row and then drew this one. So it's still looking positive for them.
Yeah,
They
no.
drew this one.
I think a draw for Man United at this stage is pretty positive for them. I think they would have been happy to come away from that game with a draw. Obviously, Sean Dyche is now there and things are going to start to change a little bit for Forest. So to take a draw away from home was pretty good for them. I want to highlight Ahmad. Although he did score a screamer, my only concern with Man U is the 2 goals they conceded were from crosses. If Ahmad's at your back post, I feel like that's going to be something that's going to be targeted going forward. Like the first goal was in the area of Ahmad, and there's not much a right winger can do in that situation, and he's being asked to play in a position that's not his natural position, but I guess he's playing there. And then the second goal as well come from a header where 3 of the centre backs all jumped there and all missed it as well. So that's probably the only thing I can highlight from Man U, but I'm sure they'll be happy to take a point in that game.
Yeah, really good point for Man U. Like I was
Shout
saying
out
earlier,
Joshy,
it's
man.
interesting that with Man U you have to come up teams.
Defense. Sorry.
Nah, it's cool. But with Man U, they always. It seems like of late when they're playing the more teams that are gonna just sit off them, they haven't really got an idea what they want to do. But when they got teams that are gonna come at them, like last week, Brighton came at them, or Brighton come at everyone.
Yeah.
Like then they got space to counter. It seems like that's when they're most effective at the moment.
Yeah, no. Sorry, just before you go there, I think I'll
yeah,
follow on. I'll follow on from what Tristan said last week. I watch football with my eyes, and we can all see that Man United defensively is still going to have trouble this season. They're definitely going to have trouble. So just so Josh can hear that as well.
Can't believe they beat us, bro.
They slapped you as well.
But that's the games they thrive on when they can get above. Like they play long balls, counter attack. Like that's what they thrive on. But moving on to the next game, probably the most. Before the game week even started, I said this game was going to be boring and a bunch of set pieces. And it didn't disappoint. Palace come out 2-0 winners. Mateo on the score sheet again. On goal from a throw-in. Like, what are your thoughts on Palace? They look like they're going to be still a problem this season, even without those players that they've lost.
I feel like you see, Palace are basically like City in a sense where their gunman Mateta, he's phenomenal, man. Like I don't know how no one grabbed him in the summer. I don't know how I think
because he's 29. That's why.
Still, no, you know what? I had this argument with one of my guys as well. We were talking about his age, and I don't believe that because if you look at this footballing span or career, he's still got a good 4 years on him.
Yeah, it's different.
Like
now.
He's got the level. Nah, though, because look,
I'm agreeing with you.
Look at players like Harry Kane.
It's different now. Like players have a longer span.
Like,
yeah.
okay. Because I was saying, even like Man United, I don't know why Man United didn't grab him.
Word.
I don't know how no Premier League team didn't buy him because I think Mateta, he is so good, bro. Like he is the striker. He would change Man United if they had put that 70 million into Mateta rather than Sesko. Man United right now would be in a way better position. Palace, I think. The run of form that they had previously, where they'd lost a few games, I think now they're just getting back into that rhythm. I think they just got a little knock, like just a little back to reality. But I think Palace, they're gonna have a good season, comfortable win in my eyes. But it's like City. If Mateta gets injured, I think it's a whole different ball game for Crystal Palace. So if they keep him fit, then Crystal Palace, they could do well this season. And if Gay comes to Liverpool in January as well, I think that'll dismantle a lot of Crystal Palace's fluidity as well. Because Gay, he's a top defender, man.
They're not selling him.
And they're not letting him go in Jan.
Manager's not selling him.
And
in Jan, they'll be finished.
But to be fair, from a business perspective, if they let him go for free, it's worse.
I don't think they'll
they're
mind.
Looking at it like
they won't mind.
Because without him, but the guy he plays every game.
Yeah, but I don't think he's a player that you want to go for free. Like he's worth money.
Nah, but they made a decision. If they wanted him to get money, it was last season. Because the reason they kept it is because from the owners was like, we'll do better and get like basically they want the higher position or maybe go win the Conference League or something like that. They believe they could do that more with him. then selling him and be absolutely ruined. Because I think if they had a player there that they think they could have put there, they would have sold it
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah.
But I think they just
They
look like,
couldn't.
look, we'll get one season, hopefully do well, but it's a risk, but
It's the risk. Yeah, I was about to say it's a big risk because, like I'm saying, he's a player that he could get a fee. Hopefully, well, I'm not saying hopefully, but for Palace, you'd really want that he signs a contract and he goes for a fee in the summer.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
the likelihood of that, and then now you got to think about it for the future because Palace will lose Mateta in next summer, 100%. He's gone.
He's too old.
He's not old.
Do you know why?
He's not old.
Do you know why? See, I would agree with you on
old.
Mateta. I would agree with Mateta. If Mateta had been doing this since he was like 21, 22, and he's been doing it for the last 8 years, teams would risk him. But because he's only just started doing it in the last 2 years, they're like, well, all it takes is he comes to you, and it's you know how fall off a cliff can happen to players like that. Like it comes to you in the short term, like for Man U, he might have been great for this season. It might have been great for this season, but then next season, it all falls off. Then what? You're stuck with a 29-year-old no one wants.
He's got
like,
2 or 3 seasons of him left in him.
But that's ifs and maybes. Are you willing to take that risk? Because if he doesn't, you now stuck with him and he ain't selling. No one's going to take him.
And United paid 70 million for Seska. I think they wouldn't mind paying for 3 years to be in a better position. I don't think 3 years is a short time, especially in football. They're
potentially hoping to get more than 3 years out of Seska.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
Then, like, let's be honest with you, Man United haven't got 3 years. How many years have they been saying we're gonna get?
But they should. That's a bad one. That's their real problem.
Yeah.
You should be looking at this and like, bruv, we're in the mud. How can we just build this year and then build again? And then build, not, we need to go from here to here. Like, if you're trying to do that in 1 year, that's the problem, man, you keep having. They try to go from 0 to 100 like that. They need to, let's just get to, okay, can we get top 6?
Put the foundation.
How many teams rebuild and go from here to
here? Me personally,
it doesn't happen often.
What'd you say, Tris?
How many teams, like, they go from here to here? You know what I mean? You need those building blocks.
Like, you need to get, like,
a foundation to go.
Get Europa League. Then let's see if we can get Champions League. Like, you just got to build that way. They're trying to always just go boom to, like, it's not. And that's why they go buy these players, because it's all about this. Man U, a lot of times, they remind me of the Lakers. Like, it's just, can we buy whoever? Because they're trying to go like this, like, really quickly.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
But it's also historical,
structured.
Shakes. It's a lot of historical. They're living off, like, the past. Like, Man United, especially our age group, we grew up watching Man United win and dominate the Premier League, European football. So, like, it's hard for a team that had such dominance to now where they're like, bro.
You look at the difference between then and now. Then and now, they had consistency. Ferguson was always there.
Yeah.
Now you look at them; they chop and change all the time.
Change all the time.
So difficult for the players to understand. You know what I mean? Because obviously the ideas are constantly changing. Man. Man United, I feel like they're doing the correct thing in terms of staying with Ruben Amorim, sticking it out, and obviously it helps now. He's getting the results to follow suit. I don't know, man, if Ruben Amorim is a long-term manager for them or not, because obviously I think Shegs was talking about it earlier in terms of them, like, playing with majority of possession. They play better when teams come onto them rather than them aggressing. So I don't know if that's viable, because obviously Man United aren't a mid-table club. At some point they're going to need to take games to teams. So we have to wait and see how that goes, but it'll be interesting, man.
I just think the main thing is why they don't take it to teams is because teams are not scared of Man United. Like teams,
they've known to be. Yeah, you're right there. You're right.
They've got no one to be scared of. Like back in the day, you'd look at a Man United team and you'll see players like Tevez, Rooney, you had Nani, you had Berbatov, you had look all the players they had, Van Nistelrooy. Like since Robin van Persie left, I can't say that Man United had a number 9 that you look at like, ooh, even Falcao. When they got Falcao, he was in the mud. They've not Man United since what? When did Van Persie leave? 2013, wasn't it? 2014. Man United for 11 years have not had a number 9 that you look at like, damn. Like Martial had glimpses.
That was the one guy I looked at that was like, damn.
Yeah.
I would have liked him.
I would have expected Martial to be a problem. Like I remember the first game he played against
structure. He probably could have been a problem. Sometimes it's the structure you're given
and
injuries, but they didn't have a structure. Yeah. They had managers all had different styles. Like they didn't have. And again, that's just again, Man U, like, thinking, oh, we need to get from here to here. They should have saw their team was in absolute... When Fergie left, their team was in absolute shambles, but they still was trying to keep that. When it's like, if you actually look at the team he won with, they should have been nowhere to win. They should have won.
Nowhere near.
Van Persie
Nowhere
dragged them. He dragged them
Yeah.
to that title. Like, they should have been nowhere near it.
You know what? This is going to sound very mad, but you know Fergie's the reason why Man United are where they are today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
for
true.
sure.
And the only reason was, remember, Fergie personally picked David Moyes to be the next manager.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
personally picked him.
Mm.
And I feel like that was where United fell off because David Moyes and Fergie, two different kettle of fish.
No, but it's not even that. It's Fergie had too much power to decide. He should have never. Because I
Should have
don't know.
never been
I know
allowed.
like Slot's not had a great couple of weeks, but it's like they didn't let Klopp decide because it's like, bruv, why are you decide? You have to get people that are trying to make football decisions, not
Yeah.
I really like him as the manager. Like you,
That's the issue. though.
like there should have been some. But that's
Yeah.
there should have been
Who
someone
do they
going.
have at the top
Okay, who's the
making
next
decisions?
best manager?
Yeah.
But that's the. They should have had
Remember, Man United had all bankers and stuff.
too much time.
Too
We
much.
were doing too
Jerome
much club
Carter,
anyways,
Hayden,
man. Let's
man.
move-
Sorry.
Alright.
I like it. I like it.
All right, quickly. Fulham versus Wolves. The big talking point is the manager's gone now.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he got sacked today.
Sacked.
Like Fulham to me, but they're like Brighton. But they're gonna beat teams, and then next week they'll probably find a way to lose or whatever. It's like they just
Yeah, man.
you don't
Just a
know what
mid-table
Fulham
club.
or you're gonna get each week. But
Mid-table
they
club.
one week they're gonna beat someone they shouldn't, another week they're gonna lose someone they shouldn't and whatnot. But hey, we all know like these type of managers, Marco Silva, he's just waiting for the next club to pick him up. He's waiting for the big club to pick him up. So we'll see how they get on next week. Tomorrow night, there's one more game left of this weekend. Sunderland, Everton. Gerard, what are your thoughts going into this game? Sunderland have had a good start. Everton have been okay. They started it off well, but they kind of turned it away. How do you think the game plays out tomorrow night?
I think Sunderland will come away with the win. And you know why? It's funnily enough, I think Sunderland, out of all the teams that have been promoted in recent years, have done the best business
Agreed.
in terms of the players they've picked up.
Agreed.
They really, do you know what? Other teams, they try to buy these young talents. Sunderland, getting Xhaka and Jordan Henderson was probably the best thing they could ever do.
Wrong place, mate.
What?
Stinker and hook.
Hendo. Stinker.
I was about Brentford, sorry.
Sorry, yeah. We'll cut
This
that.
is the. Remember that, yeah.
But Xhaka, sorry. You know, they're both playing the same colour, bro. Forgive me.
So what?
But you see Xhaka, yeah? Xhaka, that signing there, Xhaka going to Sunderland. I promise you now, that's probably one of the best signings. And Brentford getting Henderson. I had to add that. But Xhaka coming to Sunderland, he's an invincible winner. He's challenged with Arsenal. Coming to this Sunderland team, the way he controls that midfield, I would say Sunderland, he's probably the best signing, not of the season, but in terms of relegation clubs, Xhaka, that signing alone has given Sunderland a lot of stability that many Premier League Championship clubs, when they get promoted, they don't have that stability because they don't have winners, they don't have leaders. Competing in a Championship and then competing into the Premier League, two different things. Xhaka went Germany, was an invincible. Xhaka was at Arsenal, challenging for the title. I feel like with that addition in itself, it motivates the Sunderland players to thrive for more. Like, it gives them that energy to want to be a club that stays in the Premier League and challenge. So I think clubs that come from the Championship, they should take that initiative of buying. They don't have to be young talents. If you just buy experienced players that are like at the end of their careers, that they're still able to play at top clubs, when you implement those sort of players into your team, you bring a structure because you can't argue someone that's won. You can't argue someone that's played at a big level. Some of these players, they've never played the likes of Champions League football. They've never played international football.
But look at Burnley.
So adding a player like that
Walker.
motivates a whole team because they want to impress him. It sounds mad that what one player can do, but he's so vital for that Sunderland team. It's like, you look at that and you feel like Sunderland are a big club, but Sunderland is nothing. Like, they just got promoted from the Championship. Like, they're not meant to be like a club doing this well. But when you buy right and you buy with faith, the rewards show because Sunderland, just because of that one transfer, I think Sunderland, they've built a team that understands what they have to do. They don't have expectations. They just go out there, give it their all with that experience on their back. So that's why I would put Sunderland finishing way high in the table, a good 8th, 9th, which is good for a newly promoted side. And if they maintain that, then Sunderland can be the Prem for a long time because they are a Barclays team. Like Sunderland were Barclays. So you like to see clubs like that coming back into the Premier League, adapting, letting themselves play the football that they want to play, implementing that we need these sort of players. So I think a lot of teams that are coming from the Championship should look at Sunderland and try to take that and bring it forward because we don't want to see clubs coming and going. We don't want that. We don't like that. We want teams to challenge from the Championship.
Yeah, well, we're good to see how that game goes out tomorrow night. Like, I think it's going to be a very, very tough game, and it'll be interesting to see which team gets out with a victory. But looking ahead to next weekend, will be a match day 11. Then I'm gonna come to you quickly, Prince. Like, because there's some big games next weekend. It's gonna be interesting. We've got Tottenham versus United. How do you see that game going on next week in terms of which team you think is going to come out which team is going to come out, which team might dominate, or you think it's gonna all depend on how both teams set up for the game?
Yeah, I mean, Tottenham at home, I assume, because you said them first.
Yeah.
Tottenham are going to have to play midweek in the Champions League as well. So I'm going to lean Man United on that fact that they don't have to play midweek. Again, it's a bit of a game where both teams could either really produce or both teams could just produce nothing. So I'm going to lead with Man United taking that game, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tottenham do as well. But they've got Champions League midweek, which could cause an effect. But yeah.
Yeah, and then also the 12:30 kickoff on the Saturday. So it's gonna be a tough one for Spurs. Hopefully, we'll see how they come out from it. Chris, as we were just speaking about how well Sunderland have started, Arsenal got Sunderland next week away. I think someone might have been joking online, but put that Sunderland is going to be their toughest away game of the season. How do you think going away to the Stadium of Light is going to cut?
To be honest, I haven't watched too many of Sunderland's games, but if it's anything like Newcastle and they make it a fortress, it could be a very sticky game, man. Obviously, we have to wait and see. Hopefully, we do the business. I expect us to do the business because obviously the form that we're in. But I won't discount Sunderland, and obviously Granit Xhaka doing his thing. But it'll be a good game, man. Hopefully, that's on TV as well, isn't it? So it'll be nice for everyone to watch.
Yeah, it's a 5:30 kickoff. I think like you said, Xhaka returning to Arsenal, he's going to have a little bit more impetus. He's going to be a little bit more excited. We'll see how it gets on, how they play. Obviously, they got the game tomorrow night, and then maybe they come do everyone a favour, do a little job on Arsenal. But that'll be good to see what happens next week.
You would love that.
They ain't beating up.
Yeah. But I want to come to you, Jerome. Last for this week, Liverpool, Man City. I believe it's a 4:30 kickoff on Sunday, so you know that game. So it's always the 4:30. Oh no, is it 4? Yeah, 4:30 on the Sunday. How do you see this game? Second and third facing each other. Whoever comes out on top gets a massive advantage to being the ones that can possibly challenge Arsenal.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. We beat them last year at the Etihad.
Really?
We're gonna beat them again. I think we beat them, bro.
Yeah,
honestly,
we beat them
I think we beat them only because I think we can handle their attack more than they can handle ours. I think if we keep Haaland quiet, which we've done, I think we can win because we'll score. We'll definitely score. It's just how many we can score. But we'll definitely score. If we can keep Haaland quiet, they're not scoring. So I think we win. We win.
Prince,
2-0.
you think that's the only thing?
I don't know, man. That argument wasn't very convincing to me. I'll be real. I was not convincing at all.
What? Why?
Well, the way you just delivered that did not convince me that you're going to win. For me, I've seen...
We're going to win.
No, I've seen your games recently. It'll be very difficult for you to keep that Man City attack quiet, I believe. From the vulnerability I've seen of your defence recently, I believe it'll be difficult for you.
I think, do you know why I will say I think we can contain the defence? I feel like when it comes to Van Dijk versus Haaland, Van Dijk's always come on top. If Van Dijk just has a good game, Konate has a good game, then I don't see Man City scoring. Like Shegs was saying, most of their goals have come from Haaland. Like, if we can keep Haaland quiet, then
yeah, but
I don't see any other threat.
I just feel that maybe in previous, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe in previous times, I feel that Van Dijk Haaland battle might have been like the way it was, but I've seen you lot defensively lately, and if Robertson and Bradley are playing, or if it's Frimpong, or if it's Kirkes, I think it's a different Liverpool side at the moment. Well, we don't know though. We don't know. You got Champions League midweek as well. We don't know who's going to play.
You can play Champions League. You know what it is? I'd rather him play Champions League than him play against City. Yeah. No way. We cannot lose to Man City.
Well, no, I just feel I just feel that it would be difficult regardless.
Because you know what? I feel like if Sunderland can get a point against Arsenal, which is very rare, but I think it's possible, and we get the win, then it's game on.
Hey,
It's game on. We obviously that's what I'd ideally like.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
probably not going to happen, but that's my ideal scenario.
Mm.
If Sunderland can pull Arsenal to a draw and then we can at least do the business at the Etihad, then I'm all roses, mate.
I think it'd be tough.
yeah.
Very tough.
It'll be a big tough game. Like we'll see how it all comes
What
out.
do you think, Biggs?
Yeah, what do you think?
If it was us of last year, I'd be like, but we're steamrolling them because I feel like we hit them so quickly in transition that they wouldn't like their transition. Like I keep saying, is poor. But I do agree. I don't think their defense is very strong. And as long as you can keep Haaland, which in past games, like Haaland doesn't. When he plays us, he's not really that effective. It's normally like Foden that gets the goals, or like Bernardo Silva's. Like it's normally not Haaland. If we keep that in control and we don't concede some silly goals, some silly set piece, I feel confident we could get a win. Like if we play the way if we play to the standard we're meant to play at. But
Who starts for you? Who's your 11 for that game? Liverpool, because I think that's very important as well.
I think it will be the same, but I think it will. I think that game we probably will start Vert just because.
Who does he take out though?
McAllister, I feel, will take out just because City's midfield is not like powerful. It's not like their midfield is like powerful where they like you look at their midfield, they got similar midfielders like Verts, like Cherky. If he plays like the same midfield that he played today, I could see him start. But McAllister's been poor. Even the game on the weekend.
Tristan, you hear it?
He's been poor.
They want to take out
I can't agree with
McAllister.
you.
They want to take
Listen,
McAllister out now.
McAllister's
Oh my God.
Let them.
Let
them.
See, anyone that's been, if you guys watch Liverpool, he's actually been probably one of the worst players
He
this
had a
season.
good game on the weekend though. He had a good game on the
I
weekend.
would probably.
He had a good game. He had a good game.
Like, he's been a
Was
little
it
bit.
a good game or was it better than his previous?
He's
better.
He had a good
He's
game.
better than
He
his
had a good game.
previous, but he's been poor. Like he's been slow.
He's been stocking.
He's probably like one of the worst players in terms of his levels.
Yeah,
He's not been.
on his level.
He's not been there at all. So,
But he's not fully fit though as well.
but that's what I mean. But I could see because then. I couldn't see it. Whether he might do something, but I could see him starting Verts that game. Because I just feel like their midfield is like, he's not, it's away. But he might not because it's away. He might go, we're away, let's go with what we know. Go away from home.
I feel like Man City will hit you with a long ball,
but
man.
we'll see.
I don't feel like you lot will have anything to counteract that. You know?
Nah.
They
City
will,
won't
man.
do that.
They will.
City won't do that.
They will.
Nah, they won't dare to do that.
Donnarumma
They
will
won't
go
dare.
straight to the
City
Haaland.
won't.
Trust
They'll
me.
play football. Nah,
Wait.
they'll hit us on the counter. If City
With
score,
a long
it'll be
ball.
counter-attacking football. City are not going to do long ball.
Trust
Nah.
me. Trust me.
It'll be literally. This is how City will score if they score. It will literally be us on the attack. Gakpo's going to lose the ball. They're going to pass it into their midfield. Foden will run in. Shirky, whatever you say, and then Haaland finish it. 3 passes, break our whole defense.
Yeah.
And Gakpo will lose the ball. But my words, if we can see the goal against City, it'll be because Gakpo will lose the ball. I promise you that.
We'll come back to this for sure.
That one shakes. Remember I said that. Watch the game. If Gakpo loses that ball, that's where because I feel like City are going to target Gakpo to the core. They're going to man-mark Gakpo.
Nah, but they got Mateus Nunes playing right back. I'm not saying he might lose the ball, but they're marking him to the core with Mateus Nunes.
Gakpo,
Like, let's be real. Like,
Yeah.
like Mateus Nunes ain't a like.
if you play Verts that game, I think Verts should play on the left and Gakpo should start on the bench. If that's how Verts plays.
Verts can't play on the left.
But our
He might do
midfield
that.
cannot change.
Verts can't play on the left.
True.
Our midfield can't change. Our midfield cannot change.
He will change it. There's no way McAllister's playing. He played last midweek. He's not playing all 4 games. He's definitely. I think I believe Verts will likely start on midweek because I don't see you. But
I'd rather him
announced
start
himself.
midweek.
if he does, we'll say it. If he doesn't, I'm not gonna come here and say he's announced himself unless he actually announces himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he can. We've got Real Madrid and Man City. He can announce himself.
What, so you can only announce yourself against big teams, yeah?
Of course. Bruv, you're talking about Burnley.
That does kind of make sense, though. That does kind of make sense.
Like,
You can't.
Bro,
For me,
Tris,
if Gokares has announced himself, then I need to see it now onwards. If it was against a big club, I can say that. But come on, bro, it's Burnley.
Bruv, you man are too concentrated on the names, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes
played
it's
well.
about
No,
But that's
he played
why.
well.
You understand? Sometimes it's about the
It's true,
football,
though.
bruv.
I won't say, man.
No, but
Nah,
you announce
man.
yourself on the big names, on
You
the big
announce yourself
stage.
On these,
Because when people go,
allow it, man.
because then it's like the players you do it against matters. Because it's like, okay,
Yeah.
you've done it against let's say
cool.
what Verts
I've been
does,
watching.
be
I've been
like, he
watching
does
to
it
see
against.
if Verts announces himself against
Yeah,
Real
Well, if he
Madrid
doesn't,
or
we're
Man
not gonna
City.
say he
And
is.
if he doesn't, I'm chatting to you, man.
Bro, Verts
No,
is
but we
like-
didn't
Is that
say
cool?
it. We
that
can
cool?
say we're not
Verts-
gonna
I
go
don't
and say
think
that.
Verts-
Hey,
Is that
I
cool?
don't think Verts plays until like the 70th, 80th minute against Man City because he's gonna start midweek
Because
anyway.
See,
keep the one quiet. It's clean, isn't it? It's
yeah,
clean.
you know,
This podcast is
he
clean.
ain't this game.
No,
Calm. Let's wrap it up there. Look, this game week.
yeah, let's wrap it
you
up.
see
bro.
the, you see the thing?
What do you?
You see the little
NBA's
pop up.
on
It said
half
wrap
an
it
hour. I
up.
want to watch it. Let's wrap it up.
Hey, bro, hey, I ain't gonna be here, bro. Hey, we'll see what comes about. Look, hey, basketball. Hey, I don't think any good games on
No,
tonight.
but I
is
want to
there?
watch something.
I think
and
OKC
right
plays
now,
tonight.
I'm still going off of Jerome telling me he's going to keep it
No,
sweet,
no.
and we're still here. So
I want to.
And
let's go.
let's wrap it up. Look, this game week was kind of normal. It kind of went the way everyone thought it was gonna be. There weren't much except from the West Ham win, but next week, hey, there's some big games next week. Hopefully, we'll see. Maybe the league changes. Maybe some surprises ahead. Maybe the table changes. But thanks to this week to Jerome for joining us. Hopefully, we see you more. Prince for joining us again. Usual. Trish for joining us. We still got to get through that one episode with a connection on go, but hey,
Bruv, it
we're
won't
working
happen.
on it. We're working
It
on
won't
it.
happen.
He'll
But,
announce.
Announce himself. Hey, that'll be when he announces himself. Yeah, that'll be when he announces himself. Hey,
Well
but,
played. Well played.
hey,
I'll
look,
give you
we'll
that
be
one.
back next weekend.
Oh my God.
Hey, we'll be back next weekend. But until then, remember, it's never over until you hear us on the last call.